Hi folks, this is the final reveal for the B1 bis Vignette. Here you have it. I hope you like it. Let me tell you about the context. This is supposed to be the quiet period between 1939 and 1940 when France and England are technically at war with Germany, but nothing has happened yet. In England it was called the Phony War, and in France they called it la drôle de guerre. Excuse my French and my English at that. So this Shah is lazily waiting on the outskirts of a town. The vignette was just planned like that: a road, a transformer shed, a power pole and the Shah. But I ended up adding these geese. Maybe you will wonder why. And there were two reasons. If you plan a dio without the proper plan, and that's the way I usually do it, I mean, I work a bit at random, though I have a general idea, you may find flaws on how you occupy space, or how you present the elements. There was an imbalance of the empty area, now filled up with the geese, and if I had placed the vehicle in front of that door, I would have spoiled the hard work and an interesting point of attention on this chain. So the tank had to be placed on a forward position. So you need a parallel story to fill up the gap. The second reason I used a stereotype second character with his pet geese and a loaf of bread for his granny was to reinforce the story that nothing is happening at all, and that the presence of a tank is as comical or out of place as the presence of a geese parade. On the whole, I don't know if I like it. When you are working with something for a long time, you lose perspective, and I cannot really tell you. Tell me what you think. Your comments will be very welcome. Alright, I'll leave you now with the making of the last details. Some of these geese were actually scratch built, by the way, and at the end of the video you will see, if you want, a few pictures of the final reel. This is the French tanker sprue, included inside the Tamiya box. I don't have complaints about it. It's an easy and quick build. The figure has many original details and his face is quite expressive. He looks like the Gold's brother. Okay, let's get our hands on those geese. Non-prolific Jens made a nice review out of this box, so I knew in advance that I was going to find some silly lame geese with very poor definition. So I invoked Jens' spiritual help and sharpened my scratch building tools. This is an unimpressive goose indeed, but nevertheless it's a good template for new evolutionary variations. I used blue stuff to create molds for bodies and heads. Next were scratch built with two epoxy components. Not very impressive either, but it's just the first phase. New hatch geese legs were made with copper wire, and the old goose's original palm extremities were corrected with a file. Copper wire legs were covered with white clay, and they were lately filed and refined. This picture shows the pre-filed stage. I did it later. Okay, they were primed and painted with light and shadows, and they were also carefully washed. Monsieur le Boulanger, with a part-time job as goose shepherd, comes from a mini art box with French civilians. Body parts and bread basket are okay, but his head is really shitty. But the switcher would say, it is what it is. Both figures were primed with black acrylic primer, and the Shah Commander jacket was painted with Vallejo leather wood set. Orange brown wood grain were used as base color. Lights were given with orange and shadows with black brown camo. Basic painting is done. You just need some metallic elements and a dark wash. The boulanger is ready as well, and this is the final step. A diluted brown wash and we are ready.